Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day. I just wanted to share today about how to use MicroSaaS applications, how to create them yourself, and how to solve real world problems. So I am going to start out by sharing my slides. Okay. What I'm going to talk about today is from pain point to profit, the power of MicroSaaS applications, and how you can build high margin digital products by solving real world problems. So what is a MicroSaaS application? It's a software as a service where you really target just one particular niche in the market. It's usually run by one person or a small team. And the difference in that and a regular SaaS application is in the past, traditional SaaS covers a very broad market. It can have complex features. It usually requires large teams and large budgets. And so MicroSaaS applications are usually solving one problem, highly specific, and there's usually a solo founder or just a couple of people that are needed from the team. So 5 years ago, it required a dedicated team of software engineers. It costed hundreds and thousands of dollars, and it took months to years to develop. But today, because we have AI, it allows us, those of us that are not coding engineers, to be able to build our own applications and be able to manage those. So think about this. What is something in your personal life or professional life that you've thought to yourself, I wish I had an easy solution for it? So I'd like to give you just a couple of examples of that here shortly. So think about an AI tool as something that makes your life easier or makes the people in your life or in your career or in your job. Um, what's something simple or something that is actually can be complex, but is something that you would like to be able to either solve for those in your area of expertise or be able to provide it as a service. So the key point here is one, you want to identify the pain point, find a specific reoccurring frustration people want to pay to have solved or want an easy solution. And then you formulate the idea, and then you're going to build the digital product. So let me give you a couple of examples. One is a case study. So I saw on social media, I had a friend who was she made a comment that she was looking for new recipes because she was tired of cooking the same things over and over. And so as I looked at all the comments on there, I recognized that she was not the only one that was sharing in this frustration. There were, I think, 111 comments. 101 comments of people sharing either recipes or having the same frustration. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, this is easy. I can create a application, a MicroSaaS application to solve this problem. And so I did that. And then our daughter, who's off at college, she and her roommates all take turns cooking depending on the night of the week. And so she called one day on her way home from school. It was her night to cook. And she asked, she was like, she was sitting in the Kroger parking lot and she was like, I don't know what to cook tonight. And I said, oh, I got something for you. So I sent her the application and she found a recipe and she went into the store and purchased the ingredients and then cooked it. And so I asked her later, I was like, what did you think about the recipe? And she said, that it was really good. And so it makes it very easy. There's over 100 recipes now in my app that I have been able to share with family and friends. So that's just one example. Another example is our daughter. We only have one daughter. She actually called one day and she goes, Mom, is there any way you could create an application to help us, those of us who are in college, to use textbooks and use PDFs? And I said, you know what? I think that wouldn't be too hard. So I created this. It's called Campus Pages, and it's where college students across the United States can share their textbooks that either they're actually selling themselves or ones that they're looking at. And so I'd ask her, I was like, where are some places that you guys look now to purchase those? And so she told me. And so I incorporated all of those sites. So now students can actually sell student to student. You can sell on your campus. So if those students that are attending the same university, they can find other students that or local that they can sell to each other, or they can actually look out on the web through Reddit and Marketplace and some of the others. So that's another one. Another example is I created an app called Brand Forward AI, and I created this one for myself, and it is a tool that I use regularly to create viral content across six of the social media platforms. And so what I did was I built in 18 leaders in the market, and so they just to give you some examples. Jonathan Montoya, who's like in the top 5 of affiliate marketers in the world. Russell Brunson, who was the creator and founder of ClickFunnels. And also, I think he's actually the #1 affiliate in the world. And then Alex Hermosi, who has several books out. One of the books that he has recently, he I can't remember actually right offhand. He sold a tremendous amount and beat the Guinness Book of World Records. And so they were there to actually certify it. And so he's another one. And so they're different leaders in all different areas. Austin Armstrong, who has a book out called Virality, and he's got over 4 million followers across all the social media platforms. And so what this app does is it goes out and pulls information and looks at trends, and then it helps you create content using all of their formulas. So that's another one. It also, inside of this app, I have a image creator. There's a brand kit so that you can keep everything consistent across all the platforms. So it's kind of an all-in-one. Another one, this is Alex Hermosi. It actually, if you're looking at creating $1 million offers, this helps with generating those, and it's built around the book that I was discussing previously. And so this is actually an application that I built for a gentleman. He's a retired highway patrolman after 25 years and now works between highway patrol and the other municipalities. And so he recognized, coming from a small town, that there are a lot of small municipalities that do not have that are still using pencil to paper or Excel spreadsheets for their keeping up with their evidence, and also looking at employees with their training and keeping up with their certifications. And so he saw a potential problem in the market for his industry. And so we built this for small police departments and other municipalities where they can secure their evidence and keep everything logged, and if it's transferred to another type of agency, it also follows them. And so it's actually pretty cool. So that's another example. So the whole reason that I got into creating MicroSaaS applications was about 5 years ago. I really wanted to create an app for patients or for families like myself who have aging parents, and it is difficult to find how to take care of them. So, for example, my father has Parkinson's with Lewy body dementia, and once he was diagnosed, just trying to figure out exactly how do we manage his care, and what are the different services that he qualifies for, and are those paid by Medicare, Medicaid, or are they private pay? And so I had reached out to a good friend of mine who actually had an app built for his business, and he told me, he said, Shanda, it's about $100,000. And so I just thought, I didn't have that kind of money to be able to build this application, but now I have. And so I am so excited about the opportunities that MicroSaaS
implant that reduces stroke risk and bleeding worry.
If you can please mute yourself.
Watchman, it's one time or a lifetime.
Please mute yourself.
Why don't you get Simply Safe like us?
David.
House. Simply Safe has proactive monitoring.
Yeah.
Outdoor camera.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can
It's
you
hard
mute?
to understand what you're saying.
Can you mute yourself? Because there's a lot of background noise.
Get Simply Safe today with no long-term contracts or cancellation fees, so you're not locked in. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Let me go back. Okay, so what I was saying about CareBridge Navigator is that I built this application for other families like myself who have aging parents, and we're not sure exactly what services they qualify for. One example is hospice. A lot of physicians and people don't recognize that Parkinson's, dementia, and congestive heart failure are covered by hospice. And so I built this application to be able to service families like mine who are trying to manage their care of their aging parents. So that was one of the main reasons that I started learning about how to build MicroSaaS applications. So this is another example. So every industry has pain points that are waiting to be solved. And so those can be anything as simple as, like I gave the example earlier regarding just recipes. Or another example is I created an app for family members so that we can put all of our family recipes inside the application and we can share it amongst each other. And then I also shared about the campus pages, which was to solve the problem for my our daughter who is in college, and she said that she and a lot of her other sorry, I'm not sure why this is coming up. And so she was having a hard time finding used textbooks and used PDFs. So that's another easy example. I have another gentleman that is into golf course management. And so I created an application for him that allows he and his staff to keep up with the different golfing the greens and what needs to be addressed, what needs fertilizer, what needs to be cut, if there's an issue, and so that they can, keep up with the chain of that. So then solution is there's automation tools, and then they're usually very niche specific. And then how you can monetize this is by creating monthly subscriptions that want those in your industry that are needing those solutions or those issues to be solved. The barrier to entry has never been lower. Now you can create an app you can do it yourself for a lot less money. Approximately, I'd say like $20 to start with a Lovable or a Base 44 or a Replit account to get started. And so their projected global SaaS market for 2026 is $465 billion with a 30% annual growth rate. So this is the best time to start learning these skills and being able to develop solutions for real world problems. It's never been easier or less expensive to get started. So let me give you an example. Even the worst case scenarios beats most side hustles. Unlike course launches, and other digital products, you can create an application, and you can see here with subscribers. If you have a app that's $50 a month, it only takes 10 subscribers, and you can start generating $500 a month, and so your annual rate of return is $6,000. And you can go forth just seeing how as you increase your subscribers and what the monthly cost is, how you can generate a significant income. So what kind of software can you build? Marketing softwares, there's medical softwares, pets, pretty much anything you can think of. Construction software, I'm working on one currently for my husband. So we own a manufacturing plant and we also own a general contracting company. And so I have already started creating an application for our general contracting company, not only for bidding and estimates, but also so that it can be tracked once we start a job, that we can continue to do updates for the homeowner, and then they can actually send in real-time questions to be answered and so forth. So it makes everything tracking it so much easier. So let me show you, I'm going to show you real quickly how to use, there's a program that's very easy. It's called Maker AI. And it's an all-in-one system. It's very easy to do. You don't have to code anything. It validates an idea, so you don't actually have to go out to the web and start looking at it. It's already built inside. So I just wanted to show you how you can utilize Maker AI. So once you're inside Maker AI, this is the dashboard that you can see. And so all you would do is go to New Project. And so if you have an idea, you can go right here where it says, I know what I want to build. I already have a software. And so for example, when I started creating the Care Bridge Navigator, I actually started building it inside of Manus. And I thought, you know what? I always kind of cross-reference things if I'm using Claude or Manus or ChatGPT to just make sure that I have everything included that I wanted to. And so I actually brought it over and added it right here in under this area inside of Maker AI, and it actually took my app to another level, and it opened up opportunities and things I'd really not even thought of. So let's just go through an example of using AI as an idea generator. Okay, so you can see inside of Maker AI, and you can do all of this on your own. Maker AI, I have just found, makes things so much easier, and you can go through it pretty easily by yourself. There are some technical things in building an app that sometimes you might need help with, but for the most part, Maker AI has a lot of great opportunities and functions within it. So if you're not quite sure what you want to build, I would always look at something that you have a lot of knowledge in, or an area in your own career or in your own lives that you would like a solution for. So you can see here, though, within Maker AI, all the different things that you can think of, whether it be finance, real estate, education, legal. And so you can see this is called Maker AI, to answer your question right here. This is just one of the many solutions in how you can build apps. So as you can see right here, that's what it's called. And I have a link for you guys at the end of this. It makes it really easy to kind of locate all the things that we'll be discussing. So for ease, let's look at an education opportunity. Somebody, say you're a teacher and you have a question. And I always like to kind of go with the harder products because if I'm going to build something, I'd much rather have more features in it than less. So optional, add in your industry, your context, your experience, or expertise. Let's see, I taught college for 5.5 years. Okay, so inside of Maker AI, you can see, let me just back up so it makes more sense. So you can see here the dashboard. So once you sign into Maker AI, this is the dashboard that you will see. Okay, and so then you just go to new product or project. And so here is the AI idea suggestion. Like if you don't have an idea and you're wanting to maybe create something, or you have an idea, but maybe you want AI to give you a little more information on it. And then this is the one I was telling you earlier that I had created the Care Bridge Navigator app inside of Manus, and I moved it. And so just to validate it, I just brought it over here and added it inside of this product. So let's just go for autofill just because let's say we need an idea. Let's see. Back a little bit further for new project. Okay, so we're going to go and start with the AI suggested ideas. So now let me just go back over this real quickly. So say you are, your business is, you're an educator, or you're in the legal industry, or you're marketing, or business, or e-commerce, or health, or travel. You can choose any of these, and then it will actually go out and look at, so one of the manual ways that you can look at what type of apps and what things people are looking for, you can go out on Reddit, you can go to Google Trends and some of the other platforms and look and see what people are looking to, problems they're looking to solve, or what are the most Googled or searched things that people are needing an answer to or a solution to. And so you can see here under industries, it says, how complex would you like your app to be? I tend to go with the harder because I like to build in everything from the beginning. But for beginners, I would probably suggest easy. And then you just share your background or your industry. So, and what pain points you're wanting to solve, and then what your industry expertise is, and then what pain points you want to solve. So let's go back and let's choose one. So my background is nursing. So let's look at health. Add your industry context, share your background and any known pain points. Let's see. Okay, registered nurse. 6 years of experience. Three areas. Lead policy. How about give me some examples of pain points for my industry that people are looking to solve. And you're going to just generate ideas. And so if you don't have an idea, this is a great place to start. If you do have an idea, then I would either start with the AI idea finder and put that information in, or you can start with the other one and just upload your information. If you have a Google Doc or you have Excel spreadsheet or research that you've been doing. So let's see. This is an easy one. And it has about an 80% rate of people that are looking for it. So the success of this would be, or it suggests that would be pretty high. Respiratory rhythm roster, that says 70%. Cardiac code card creator. So let's start with this one. So as you can see here, it talks about Cardiac Handoff Pro, that's the name that it suggests, and the problem in fast-paced cardiac and pulmonary units, nurses dedicate significant time to manually compiling and verifying patient handoff reports, and this would be a solution to that. And so what you can do is just, of course, I would read through this if this was something I was going to actually build to plan to take to market, but this is just an example for today. So you can start this project, or if you didn't like the idea that it has generated, you can always pick a different idea. So let's just, for example's sake today, let's go ahead and start generating this one. So while this is generating, and it may be because we're on Zoom that is taking a little bit longer, it's usually pretty quickly, it generates pretty quickly. Okay, so it says your idea score is about 67%. And so what this means is it needs work. So then down here, this is one of the many things I love about Maker AI, is market evidence and the search demand. It says that there's 1,000 to 5,000 monthly for a combination of high intent niche keywords, and market and timing is good. So now is good. So then this talks about just the marketing aspects. So if I were going to generate this app, this would talk about on social media, just how to market this using the different social media platforms. Okay, but being that we're not going to actually build this out completely, I'm going to go ahead and move to the customize. So here, as you can see, let me see if I can move Craig up. You can see what's recommended. So just the basics. What's recommended are full featured. I tend to always go with full featured because if I'm going to do something, I want to just do everything. And I just want to provide as much quality solution as possible. So I always go with, I think it's easier to build it in from the beginning with that firm foundation than it is to start with the basics or start just with what's recommended. As I tell our daughter, we don't do things just per se. We're going to always try to achieve the most. So I want to always provide that same type of service, whether it be an application or something else that I'm doing. So then you can see what it would say. Must-haves are pre-selected, standardized cardiac patient handoff template, ability to quickly add and edit critical patient data, and so forth. What they say it should have are all of these, as you can see, that are checked, and then nice to have. And so like I said, so normally if you did, let me go back and just show you if we did basic, it would normally just be the top things that it recommends. And then if you do recommended, it would have the should have also included. So I'll show you that. And then of course, I always like full featured. And this is the part that I was saying when I moved my CareBridge Navigator app from Manus into here and I did the full featured, it helped me to think about I thought I had really, after 5 years, had really thought about all the different things that a patient's family may need. But one of the things that actually told me that I needed was to look at it more of a like a chief operating officer for the whole family to add for siblings and more than one parent, because most of the time, if you're a husband and wife, you have two sets of parents at a minimum. So those are the things that I have found that inside of Maker AI, that it helps you to think outside the box and helps you to build inside the app. So then you can see how this is. And then add your industry context if you want, have other stuff that you want. So then it tells you here what it would pricing, monetization, and this will tell you how to, kind of what it recommends, standard cardiac patient handoff template, and what it recommends that you could. And then the pro version, it recommends that you could do $100 under tier 2 and offer a free trial. And so normally I do offer a free trial for all of my applications. So the build scope would be 12 features. So you can see here. So then you just go to create build guide. It may take just a minute or two. Like I said, sometimes via Zoom, things are a little slower. But while it generates that, you can see up here. So we've already been through the overview, the market, how to customize it. And then next we're going to the build portion. Still going through that. So the next part of this is inside of Maker AI, you can, it's recommended to use Lovable as one of the building platforms. And so let's see if I can show you. I'm going to have to stop sharing. Or here, and now that it's up, I'll show you. So you want to generate my Lovable prompt. So one thing that you would have to do if you're using Maker AI to create your own app is you would need a Lovable account and to set that up. And then all you're going to do here is have it generate the prompt for you. And then you just copy and paste this into Lovable. So if you don't have a Lovable account, let me stop sharing my screen and then I can show you what it looks like inside of Lovable. I like Lovable. I tend to build my apps in either Lovable or Manus. And like I said, I kind of go between the two. So if I start in Lovable, I'll also put it in Manus to make sure that there's nothing I'm missing. Or if I start in Manus, I'll bring it over to Maker AI and then into Lovable. So you can see right here. And then all you would do is just copy and paste and why it's not letting me, let's see, let me copy and paste this again. Okay, perfect. Now, why it let me go between applications there, I don't know. So then what you would do is just copy and paste that prompt inside of Lovable and then just push the generate. So then it just goes through the process. And you can see how what it generated inside of Maker AI and called it the heartfelt handoff that here, Lovable gave it its own name. So I would just go in here and rename that. But anyway, this takes just a little while to do. So in the meantime, what we'll do is go back to Maker AI and I'll start showing you the next. So what you would do is then, as you can see here, maybe it's already started to generate. And it just goes through and it'll start generating and it'll go through each step. And then what you do is you go back to Maker AI. There we go. And you can see how it goes through right here. Phase 1, build your app through phase 6 or through step 16. And so all you do is once it's created that, you would mark it as complete and then it would go to the next prompt. So it would show up here. And then you go through the entire process to build it out. And so Maker AI will walk you through each step of that. Okay, so now that shows you how Maker AI will build and help you sell. Inside of the Maker AI platform, there's also, I should have showed you this, the marketplace. Let me just real quickly show you guys that. I meant to show you that while we were there. So, as you can see here inside, there's the marketing also as you start building out. And I don't want to use all of my credits inside of Lovable to build, go through all of the different steps of that, but it kind of gives you an idea of what we're talking about. But also within Maker AI, it talks about, it gives you create the 30-day marketing plan. And it will actually tell you exactly what you need to do for that. Action 1 for daily distribution, generating content, as you can see here, for YouTube, for long form, short form, or viral text post. And then also another 2 great resources, and I love these features inside of Maker AI, is ads. Now they have added this Facebook ads and it helps create the ad for you that is generated using Stefan and Jonathan's formulas that's already built into the app. And so it just will generate all of this for you. And then there are other resources in here to create like offer stories, A/B transformation scripts, and so forth. And then the coolest part is marketplace. You can actually now list your application here inside of the marketplace on Maker AI. And so that actually helps get you traffic to your application while you're also doing your organic traffic on social media and or Facebook ads or through your company website. So now we've talked about an AI idea discovery, market valuation, how to optimize and prompts for your organic traffic to promote your app, and then the done for you marketing. So what I'd like to recommend is if you have certain things that you're thinking about or things that are a problem in your everyday life or people around you that you know that there's something, then I'd love to have the opportunity to talk with you about how you can take that idea and use it through using Maker AI, or if you would like me to help you to create that app for you and walk through with that. I also would love the opportunity to do that. So here I have on here are QR codes for if you'd like to check out my CareBridge Navigator app for a patient or for families like myself who are going through the journey of having aging parents and not quite sure how to navigate their their healthcare. I'd love for you guys to check out my app. There is a free version. And then I'd love to hear your feedback on that. If you are more interested in finding out more information about Get Maker AI, there's a QR code for that. And then if you want to just do it on your own and you're not interested in Maker AI, there's also this MicroSaaS Academy doc, and it's actually got prompts in there that you can just use inside of ChatGPT, Claude, or Manus to get you started. And then this is if you are interested in working with me and I can help you validate your offer and then also create your application for you and get everything up and going and then work with you for several months after that. I'd love to have that opportunity also. And so I'll leave this up, but I'm going to minimize my slides now and then take any questions that you guys have.
It's not. Okay.
Okay, so question from my side. So this would work for, let's say, somebody that's completely, comes from left field, doesn't know anything about building software, doesn't have any idea about what type of software to build. From what I gauge on the software literally helps you with all that, right?
Absolutely. Maker AI makes it so simple that anyone, even if you're, and let me just preface this. If I am the most technically challenged, anyone that's in my area of expertise knows that. So if I can build an app, utilizing and all the things that I've learned, then I know that anybody that does not have a tech background can also use Maker AI to help them validate their idea. And one of the many things I love about Maker AI is you don't have to go to multiple sources to validate your idea and to look for things that people are looking, pain points that they're looking for in the market. It actually does that for you. And so it makes it so easy. If you are technical and you do have, or you are interested in more than one app, or you've even started creating an app, I would highly recommend using Maker AI because, like I said, for one of my apps, I actually have, I think I have 8 apps now that I've generated for pain points in my own life and then in my family's life, and then I've created, of course, many for many other people in other industries. But being able to take something that I've already created and I thought I had everything covered and being able to put it inside of Maker AI, it is amazing because it makes you think about things outside. And I say that coming from a nursing background. There were just things that I had not really thought about, even being the one that's walking the journey. And so Maker AI makes that so simple, not only validating your idea, or if you don't have an idea, but you have a lot of experience, whether it be in multiple areas. It'll help you just navigate and decide on what is something in the market that people are looking for. What is the easiest way to get it up and going? It also helps you with the marketing aspect and creating social media content and ads. In addition to that, there's a marketplace. And also, I did not mention this part, and this is actually fairly new. So let me stop sharing this screen and go back to sharing inside of Maker AI. There's also, if you want other people to help promote your application, your app, inside of Maker AI, there's also an affiliate program. So say you go through the entire process, and I actually have mine on here too. And so you can generate your own listing for your application. You can apply to provide an affiliate program for your application for others to promote. So my application, just from going through this process and making a few social media posts, I actually had a national company reach out and said, we want exclusive rights to be mentioned inside your app with direct links to that. And I also have affiliates that have reached out to me just from seeing my social media content, wanting to promote that because they've been in the hospice industry and helped other patients, families, and so they see the need of it. And so that's the wonderful thing about Maker AI is you can create, a new project by looking, using the AI function if you don't have an idea. Or if you have an idea, you can validate it, and then you can actually build in all of those extra features that maybe you haven't thought of. So it walks you through step by step. So you don't have to have any knowledge of coding because it codes for you. So I can't say enough good things about Maker AI because it just takes things to a new level. So what other questions do you guys have? Just a second.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering when knowledge about something is more local, because the issues about the heart, for example, is global. It means everywhere is the same. But there are things that are local, and in my case, I'm the other side of the world, in
Right.
Malaysia, actually. So
Mhm.
it just happened that I woke up, at the wee hour of 2 a.m. in Malaysia right now. So and joined the call. So this is one thing, whether the AI can extract make AI can extract enough information to make the software good enough. This is number one. In terms of the interface language, whether
Mhm.
it can produce anything in other languages other than
Um,
English. Yeah.
right. Great question. And that is actually something I would think that it does just because of the way coding works. I cannot promise you that, for example, but I think if the way you would code it. So like, for example, you would go to, let me go back to share my screen here real quickly. So part of the prompting, that's a great question. Hold on just a minute. Let me see if I can minimize. Okay, so that you can see this. So when you would go to your project and say, what you want to build. Um, Fill in manually, what I would do would be to put in there, I am located in Malaysia. And then I'm not familiar with what language you guys speak there other than English. But Craig, with you being in South Africa, have you seen anything? Have you been able to generate?
Yeah, so pretty much what I do, that's a great point that Badrinajib has brought up. I will definitely feed that back to the developer, and I'll ask him if he can add a feature in there which will change the languages globally. What I've been doing for myself is because in South Africa we've got 11 official languages as well. One of them being Afrikaans, which is my second language. So what I do with the app is I generate my code and everything, and then I put that into ChatGPT or into whatever AI program, and I tell it, listen, I need you to translate the language for me. And then what you do is then when you go to Lovable, you literally code it in whatever language you want to from within Lovable. That's the way I've been doing it. If I want to use the other languages, but that said, I will definitely feed that back to the developer and tell him, listen, you need to cater for a global audience as well in terms of the language of the dashboard and everything. Yeah.
That's a great yeah, thank you for asking that question. I have not had that question come up directly, and I hadn't thought about that with you being in South Africa. I know that you've had to deal with that. So great question. Thank you for asking that. And I will take, like I said, Craig said directly there with the developer and has you know communication directly with Jonathan and Stefan, and I do too. So we'll definitely look at what we need to do to make that a feature. or when we can have that available. And thank you for getting up in the middle of the night and joining us. Um, so, Craig, what time is it there for you?
It's just going on 9 p.m. for us in South Africa.
So yeah, Craig, bless his heart, he joins things all the time, different times of the night, and so thank you for taking your time in the middle of the evening, and Craig, time with your family to be here, and David from England, thank you for also joining us today. Do you have any other questions? Anyone else? And I can get back to you. How do you say your name? Badrine?
Actually, it's there are two words actually. The second one is easier, Najib.
So, what is the easiest way for me? What should I call you? Bad,
You can call me
Badarine?
Bad. Yeah,
Bad.
Badri or
Okay.
Bad.
Okay. Bad. If you will send me an email at info@shandavon.com, I will get in touch. Craig and I'll get in touch with Jonathan. Let me just put that in here, and then I'll get back with you. But if you'll send me an email to this email address. And then we'll get in touch with the developers and find out when we can hopefully have that updated and keep you updated on the progress of that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And if you have other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And you can also DM me on Facebook. I'm Shanda Browning Vaughn, just as it is on the screen. And Instagram is the same thing. So, if you don't have time to email, you can always send me a DM directly on there. Does anyone need more
Do that. I will do that.
information? What did you say? I think there's a little bit of a lag. Um, What other questions? David, did you have another question?
Yes.
Inside of Marketplace, it gives you several options. One is the free option. And it gives you 3 blogs. So part of the way that you build in your application is you want to make sure that it has the correct SEO words, the correct AEO and AIO words. And so Maker AI does that. There's a free option in there. It will build in 3 blog posts. And then it gives you option where you can buy more of those. And so it's a great feature also. You can't talk out loud. Great. Thank you, David, for asking that question. I wasn't seeing, when I'm sharing my screen, I don't see the chat. So I apologize for that. It's a little bit different inside of Zoom versus StreamYard and some of those. Any other questions? So I will share again my screen. So if you guys want to look at the Care Bridge Navigator application, hold on just a moment. And if you want to look into Maker AI, okay, and so here are the QR codes for all of those. Or if you just want to try to download, this is a free option right here, MicroSaaS Academy Doc. It's a Google document. I can't remember how many pages. It's quite a few, but it has prompts in there. It can kind of get you started if you wanted to start on Manus. Or if you would like me to build out your application, I would love the opportunity to work with you also. And so all of these are different options to help you along your journey or help you to get started building your application, because it is the easiest and best way now to generate an income utilizing and solving real world problems. So once again, I thank you for your time. And if you have other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know.
Thank you, Shanda.
No, thank you. I appreciate all of your time today. Thank you. I hope you guys all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.